One of the first Vivo devices with OriginOS out of the box with a 200 megapixel ZEISS APO telephoto camera and powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9500. This is the Vivo X300 Pro, and I've partnered with Vivo to tell you all about it. Now for the unboxing, as well as the device, there are two inner boxes. One has a USB Type A to C cable, as well as a 90-watt FlashCharge power brick. The other box has a SIM card tool, some paperwork, and an included case. And here it is. I've got it in this wilderness brown color, but it's also available in a simple white, a free blue, as well as a pure black. And it's got this really nice unibody 3D glass design with more rounded corners. And overall, it just feels really premium. We do have the large camera module, and trust me, we'll be talking about the cameras a little bit later. I quite like that the camera module acts as a bit of a rest for your finger, and it has an IP68 plus IP69 water and dust resistant rating. So not only will you be able to submerge this into water, but it can also withstand high pressure jets. Now turning this around, we have the beautiful 6.78-inch 120Hz AMOLED display with small uniform bezels. And this is certified as a ZEISS master color display, which means colors are vivid and they really do pop. And as mentioned, this is one of the first devices that comes with OriginOS out of the box. There is no more Fun Touch, and Vivo have internationally launched OriginOS, which has been redesigned from the ground up. And this is an operating system that blends silky motion, intelligent performance, and personalized design into one seamless experience. Let's break all of this down. So the first thing is just how smooth the entire OS feels. OriginOS now features an industry-first dual rendering upgrade, and this improves animation rendering efficiency by 35% and frame rate stability under heavy loads by 11%. They have a new system-wide spring animation method, which aims to mimic physics of real-world movement and responds to user gesture commands in real time. So when you swipe, the UI reacts following your momentum perfectly. Now, there are lots of fast devices out there, but I think what makes OriginOS unique is just how fluid it feels. So whether you're swiping through your home screens or your list of apps, everything just feels really fluid and smooth. And this smooth experience also goes over to the animations. So we've got morphing animations. So with the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which is super fast, just tapping it quickly gives you that smooth animation. And this runs across the system, even with things like your charging animation. Now, Vivo use ultra-core computing, which has increased app touch response speeds by 41%, and the system is capable of keeping 47 apps alive in the background. I'm not sure why you'd want so many apps alive in the background, but hey, you can do it. Now, Vivo are also committed to enhance the system experience for international users. So we've got the same OriginOS across the globe, and they're also committed to sustained smoothness. So this is certified for a 5-year smooth experience. Now with the Vivo X300 Pro in particular, this is powered by the flagship MediaTek Dimensity 9500. This is the 3nm chipset, and it really helps with that smooth and fluid experience. And this gives you up to 33% faster GPU performance, up to 32% faster CPU single-core performance, and up to 111% faster NPU performance. And it's also efficient, so we've got 42% less GPU power consumption, and it's got efficient cooling. Now, having tested this as expected with the MediaTek Dimensity 9500, whatever you throw at it is going to be absolutely fine, and you can multitask and game with ease. Now, another thing you'll notice when using the Vivo X300 or X300 Pro is the new Origin design. Now, this is a complete revamp with a new custom Vivo Sans font that covers more than 40 system languages and over 300 language scripts, and it's actually free to download, so you can download it and use it if you wish. And as well as that, there's a rebuild of over 2,800 system symbols and an introduction of Vivo's original visual size design. Now let's take a look at a few of these design elements and features. So we've got a new lock screen with new clock styles that you can customize freely. So you can resize or even reposition the clock to match your wallpaper. And you can also fine-tune these with a depth effect, which looks really cool. Another new feature we've got is flip cards, and on the lock screen, it will react with the way you tilt your device. So you can see here that this wallpaper is going from daytime to nighttime as I rotate it, which is pretty trippy. Now, this not only works with the included wallpapers, but it supports any photos, live photos, and even video clips. So if you've got a short clip of a pet or something, you're going to be able to have that play as you tilt the device. And then we have Origin Island. Now, this is powered by the on-device content-aware framework, and it's a system-wide window. And it does things that you may expect, like if you've got the stopwatch on, it's going to move towards the top, as well as if you're playing some music. But what makes Origin Island unique compared to other iterations you may have seen on other devices is that it's more advanced and reactive. Let me show you an example. So if I select a bunch of images that I've taken, I can just drag them up to the Origin Island, and it gives me a bunch of app suggestions of where I might want to drop these. So I can just go ahead and attach them to an email straight away, for example. And another example, if you are on a web page and there is an address, again, you can just select that address, drag it on to the Origin Island and drop it into Maps, for instance. Vivo also have seamless connectivity with OriginOS. So this is phone-to-phone one-tap transfer. And of course, this works between Vivo phones, but it also works with other smartphones, even iPhones. Now, this is pretty straightforward to set up. You just have to download the Easy Share app on the iPhone. So if you have a family member or friend that has an iPhone, but you have an Android Vivo phone, then previously it wasn't as straightforward, or there wasn't an equivalent to AirDrop. But now you've got something very similar, and you can just tap and share photos very easily. And we also have Vivo's Office Kit, which will easily let you link your Vivo phone to your PC, whether that's a Windows PC or a Mac. All you have to do is download and install the Vivo Office Kit app. And then you can do things like screen mirroring, so you can mirror your phone screen and control it in real time from your laptop. There's also free transfer, so you can just drag files from your phone straight onto your desktop and vice versa. And you can also hand off tasks and also do things like sync notes straight from your phone to your laptop. Now, for the bit you've been waiting for, the cameras. So the Vivo X300 Pro has a 50 megapixel ZEISS wide-angle front camera and a triple rear-facing camera setup with a 200 megapixel ZEISS APO telephoto camera, a 50 megapixel ZEISS Gimbal-Grade main camera, as well as a 50 megapixel ZEISS ultra wide angle camera. Now, with just how good the Vivo X200 series was with photos and videos, as expected, the Vivo X300 Pro takes amazing images and videos. I went out to test this and I was hugely impressed by the detail, the dynamic range, and the sharpness. In particular with the telephoto camera. Look at some of these photos that I took of these swans. They're so detailed, and the photo is so sharp that you can see all of the little water droplets on this swan. I also love the bokeh that you get out of the Vivo X300 Pro cameras. Everything looks like you've shot it on a DSLR. And we do have two new chips which help the process. We've got the VS1, which pre-processes every frame, and the V3 Plus chip handles post-processing. They work together to deliver faster imaging and broader scene coverage. A new feature we've got is adaptive zoom flash. Now, this supports brightness adjustment based on focal length, and it has hardware coverage for 24mm, 50mm, and all the way up to 85mm. And for video, we have 4K 120 frames a second with Dolby Vision video. So as you can see from this example, we've got amazing quality video with great dynamic range. But as well as that, we have 4K 120 frames a second, 10-bit log video. So if you're somebody that's a bit more of a pro and you want to grade your footage after the fact, this is going to be amazing to get that flat picture profile. So there's no surprise that the Vivo X300 Pro has amazing cameras. Definitely let me know if you'd like me to do a camera comparison of the Vivo X300 Pro. Now let's talk about the battery. So we've got a huge 6,510 milliamp hour Blue Volt battery. Now this might be slightly different based on your region, but regardless, you're gonna get amazing battery life on the Vivo X300 Pro. I've been able to go about my day with heavy use and not have to worry about charging this. Now, when you do have to charge this, then you do have the included 90-watt FlashCharge adapter, and 40 watts of wireless FlashCharge is also supported. Now, if you're interested in picking up the Vivo X300 Pro, I'll be leaving some links down in the description below for the latest pricing and availability, and also to see if it's going to be available in your region. And if you have a Vivo smartphone and you can't wait to get OriginOS, then I'll be leaving some links down in the description below with the latest information. Now, for me personally, I think it's great that Vivo went back to the drawing board and developed OriginOS from the ground up, with a commitment to have this version globally. What do you guys think of OriginOS and the Vivo X300 Pro? Drop me a comment below, let me know, and also let me know what other coverage you'd like me to do with this device. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do smash that like button for me, and if you haven't already, then do consider subscribing and hit that bell icon. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.